Hey y'all, what's up, man? This is your boy, y'all's chosen one again, man. The subject at hand is Easter, Passover, Ishtar, all that stuff. Just getting you to know what it is, and why I don't do Easter. And I know that if you are a Christian, you're like doing it because it's traditional, it's what you think is right, but you're grown people now, man. You got to understand, you're grown now. You just don't have to follow traditions of men because it is a tradition of men. Men from the Council of Nicaea, they made it up from other traditions that was handled down from other peoples. So we left last time with Semiramis being made the into a goddess. Um, Semiramis, she made up this whole big thing because she was pregnant again after Nimrod had died. Obviously, it wasn't Nimrod's baby. So she made herself into a goddess. She claimed that she came from the moon. She said the moon goes through a 28-day cycle. It fertilizes and it created an egg that fell down to the earth, dropped down the Euphrates River, and it came out as Ishtar, and that was the birth of Ishtar. And like I said, she became the queen of heaven. So the first full moon after the spring equinox, that's how you evolve to Easter. First full moon after the spring equinox. You look on any Wiccan calendar or Asteria, and then you'll see Easter. Semiramis had a baby named Tammuz. And Tammuz, of course, Nimrod is Baal. Nimrod has many names throughout history. He's only mentioned a couple of times in the Bible. He's well known for the Tower of Babel, but he is very significant even in the world today because he has several names given to him. And what people doing is the first world ruler, and people don't know that they still worship Nimrod today, but that's another topic. And we know the story of Tammuz. He was killed by a wild boar while he was hunting. He was fond of rabbits. He liked bunnies, and bunnies became a symbol. I want you to turn to Ezekiel chapter 8. Ezekiel chapter 8. Okay. Yeah. I pray to y'all that I get over this allergies. Goodness, or get some better medicine or something. Because this thing is really bothering me. Alright, so we're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 8. As soon as I get to it. Alright, so let's look what Ezekiel chapter 8 has to say. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, and I sat in my house, and the elders of Judah set before me. The hand of Yah, the power, fell there upon me. So the spirit of Yah came upon Ezekiel. And I'm just trying to see where I'm trying to get to. Alright. Hold on here. Chamber. I think I might have the wrong one. Yeah, I think I might have the wrong chapter. I think I might have wrote the wrong thing down here. So I apologize for that. Actually, wait a minute. Let me go here. I think I'm right. I'm sorry. Let's go to verse 6. He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abomination that the house of Israel committeth here, that I shall go far off from my sanctuary, but turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see a greater abomination. So these people of Israel were once again doing idolatry and all that imagery, all that stuff. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Yeah. And he said, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. So these were Israelites just doing all kinds of imagery and idolatry. And there stood before me the 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel. And in the midst of them stood Azaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand. And a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in the chambers of his imagery. For they say, Yah seeth us not, Yah have forsaken the earth. And we see here, goodness, they are doing all kinds of sorcery and stuff like that. He said unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Goodness. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of Yah's house, which was toward the north. Behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. The Bible even mentions Tammuz. You know what I'm saying? These women were weeping for Tammuz. Wow. And I've already told you who Tammuz was, right? And they worship the sun. In verse 16, they worship the sun. So we see here, man, that the devil has done a great job of infiltrating into pretty much every religion, even, Judaism, and even into us Hebrew Israelites. Our women were crying over Tammuz. All right. So now we go to the date of Easter, okay? Once again, you got to go back to the Council of Nicaea, since they was the ones that established the ancient building up of it. So they're the ones that upheld it and kept it. So in Christianity, it always be the first Sunday after the first full moon, following the vernal equinox, which the vernal equinox is the spring equinox, unless it interferes with Passover. Then it would be the Sunday following that. You know what I'm saying? That's why Easter changes. Your Passover never changes. It always starts with the 10th of the month of Abib. So your Passover never changes. But this Easter will change. You ever wonder why Easter changes? That's why. All right. So that's a little breakdown of Easter Day, the date of Easter. That's how you get your Easter Sunday, how it falls, because it always goes according to Passover, or the vernal equinox. There's always some kind of sun thing getting into it, All right. So what about dyeing your eggs? How did that come about? How about dyeing these Easter eggs? Well, so it really started with the priest would impregnate virgins. About a year later, the infants were sacrificed, and the eggs were dyed in the baby's blood, and that's how the course of these eggs, today we do them all kinds of different colors, but the true origins is pretty gruesome, if you really look into it. All right, Passover, during Passover starts with the 10th day of Abib, and on the 14th day, you had the sacrifice, and the 15th day you had the feast of unleavened bread. So you shouldn't have any unleavened bread in your house. Saturday sundown, you have the sheaf of first fruits, and it's just crazy. We need to go to Acts 12 verse 4. Go back to Acts 12 verse 4, because like I said, when I first started the study, I gave you Acts 12 verse 4 because you don't need to follow traditions of men. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. All through this, I'll keep breaking down. I'll keep giving you Acts 12 verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quatrains of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. You know, that's why Easter was implemented to them, man, because the people really, when they adopted Christianity, man, there was a lot of paganism that had to be infiltrated into Christianity in order to appease the pagans. So that's how, you know, that came about. All right, let's go to Exodus 23, verse 16. Exodus 23, verse 16. All right. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and a feast of ingathering, which is the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. So these are all, we'll continue to read. He's pretty much talking about, you know, the feast of Israel, you know, remembering the Shabbat, you know, about idolatry, you know, just your ordinances and stuff like that, man. You know, what Israelites really supposed to be celebrating. So we know the reason why we don't have to do sacrifices anymore as Israelites is because Christ became the ultimate sacrifice. So that's why you don't have to do any kind of sacrificing anymore. Let's go to Leviticus 23. Let's go to Leviticus 23, verse 1 through 5. Leviticus 23, verse 1 through 5. All right. So, and Yah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yah, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. These are the feasts that you're supposed to be keeping, Israelites. These are the feasts that you're supposed to be displaying to the world. I'm not talking about Judaism. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about us as Israelites, as a heritage. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is a Shabbat of rest and holy convocation. Why do Christians do their Shabbat on Sunday if that's the first day of the week? Come on, come on. That's like the simplest thing. If you really want to free your mind, if you really want to liberate your mind, you're like trapped, man. You're like cattle. You're like, why do you do that? You know what it says. 6 days he made the world, 7 days he rested. And if you comply and think that Sunday is the first day of the week, why do you do your Sabbath on Sunday? Because it's sun worship. If you just really take the time to like think about it, man, it just makes sense, man. Because you're intelligent. It's okay to question your authority that taught you the things when you was brought up. It's okay. You're a grown man and woman now. These are the feasts of Yah, even holy convocations, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. 14th day of the first month. The first month is actually April. That's Abib. Your season actually is spring, summer, fall, and winter. Not January, spring, summer, fall, and winter. Why is the Roman calendar starting in January? It was all made up to coincide with some things that they do with the equinox, with the sun. It's not according to this. They changed the times. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto Yah. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. All right, so don't eat any bread that has yeast in it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that was just a little something, man. We'll wrap this up on the next video and see the day that Christ actually rose. Okay, so you know, we already know that all this sun stuff, everything coincides with the sun. We already know the sun works, so evidently, you know that it can't be Sunday, okay? All right, love you guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Shalom.